Every living organism, whether an ape or an apple tree, is made of the same basic building blocks: cells. All cells have some things in common, but there are differences between animal cells and plant cells that can be examined. We'll do this using a cotton bud to collect human cheek cells, an onion, methylene blue dye, and a microscope. Now let's take a closer look at plant and animal cells. We begin by examining human cheek cells. Using a clean cotton bud, the demonstrator gently swabs the inside of her cheek. The collected cells are smeared onto a microscope slide, and the cotton bud is safely disposed of in disinfectant. The cheek cells are colourless, so we add a drop of methylene blue dye to make the sample easier to see. We place a cover slip over the sample. The animal cells can now be studied under the microscope. Next, we examine some onion cells. We use a scalpel to cut a small piece of onion from one of the outer layers. Using tweezers, we pull a single layer of cells from the inner side of the sample. We carefully position the thin layer on a fresh microscope slide, and then add a few drops of distilled water. A cover slip is placed on top of the onion cells. The plant cells can now be studied under the microscope, allowing us to compare them with the animal cells. We examined both animal and plant cells, starting with human cheek cells. We add a drop of methylene blue dye to the colourless human cheek cells so that we can identify their features under the microscope. We can see that each cheek cell has a cell membrane, a thin layer that contains a fluid called cytoplasm. Floating in the cheek cell's cytoplasm is the nucleus. The nucleus controls the cell's activities and contains DNA. When we look at the red onion cells, we see that, like the cheek cells, they have a cell membrane, cytoplasm, and a nucleus. In addition, the onion cells have a sturdy but flexible cell wall that provides protection. We can also see a large vacuole. This part of the cell stores both nutrients and waste products. The cheek cells contain neither of these features. This is the main difference between most plant and animal cells.